They basically sold me this property because they found it as a good deal. And guess what? I was willing to buy this property from them as a wholesale deal. They made $22,000 on this particular purchase, and it's a great deal for getting rich quick with real estate. Is that really possible? Is it really possible to be able to get rich quick with real estate investing? Well, let's kind of address it because everybody wants that quick, easy, simple answer. And we all know that it's not quite that quick, easy, and simple. So let me kind of lay out the realities. See, what most people want is they want an opportunity to keep growing. If you have a job, what you don't want is an artificial ceiling that you can't break through. A lot of places, there's an artificial ceiling that people feel that they want to get beyond, but for whatever reason, be it not as many positions available, be it that industry doesn't provide you the options. See, here's what you can do with real estate. Number one, you can build cash fairly quickly, and I'm going to explain the time. Number two, we're going to talk about the amount of effort that is required. See, with a normal job, what do you need? Well, you have to generally work anywhere from 40, 50, 60 hours. Really, if you have a very, very high paying profession, probably it's going to require a tremendous amount of effort and tremendous amount of time. The third thing that generally comes up is, what about credit? See, a lot of times people want to participate in real estate and they have to think about credit. They may have good credit or they may not. We're going to address that also. And then the fourth thing becomes the old adage, you have to have money to be able to make money, right? They say rich get richer. So let's kind of break out these four things. So let's talk about number one. So what is get rich quick? See, get rich quick is a lottery, right? You buy a lottery ticket, and then if you win, your odds are 1 in a bajillion. But if you win, boom, tomorrow you are a multimillionaire, depending on how big a lottery you win. See, in life, that is not realistic. In life, what is possible with real estate is in a year, 2, 3, 4 year period, you can build $1 million, $2 million, $4 million, $10 million, 30, 40, $50 million portfolios and or asset base. And that is something very realistic. So let's talk about somebody who's starting out. See, if you're starting with zero, think about how long it took in your own career to become really good at it. It take 3, 4, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. For most people to make 3, 4, 500,000, number one, 99% of Americans don't even get there. But for people who do, it probably has taken them 15, 20, 30 years to get into that situation. And generally, they're not building net worth or cash flow. What they're building is they're building a paycheck. Nothing wrong with that. See, here's what real estate does allow you to do. It not only helps you make a paycheck, meaning in that case, earned income in form of a 1099, if you're doing flips, if you're doing wholesales. It also lets you build net worth, meaning it's your assets minus your liabilities. So that'll let you build net worth. And then number three, which is the most important, it is cash flow. Real estate lets you build cash flow. So realistically, what is possible? Well, it depends on who you are. Because see, some people say, well, can I be the fastest person in the world? Well, it depends on your genetics. In real estate, it's not based on that. It's not just based on your genetics, because your genetics really have nothing to do with it. As long as you have medium intelligence, right? And most of the population does qualify under that. Then you can learn everything else. So if we talk about number one, time, what is reality? Well, if you're thinking about flipping a house, a reality house like which we're in today, right? This is a property we're flipping about $75,000 to $80,000 profit. Now, if you've never done a deal like this, you're like, oh my God, Andrew, that would be great. Guys, listen, that's 6 months. Think about it. How are you going to eat for 6 months? So if you have a job that you do and then you're doing a flip on the side, fantastic. You can make a great amount of money with this one property. But then the question is, can you do it a second time, third time, fourth time so that it becomes a great small little business that you can build? That's something that's doable. So that's on time. How about if you're going to do Airbnbs? How about if you're going to do cash flow, meaning you're going to build rental properties? Well, that's going to take a little bit longer, but the money that starts coming in with that is forever. In a 2-year period, you can buy 5, 8, 10 properties. That is very realistic and that is very doable. The second thing we want to talk about is, what about the effort? Now, I know we all want a way where we can build massive amount of wealth and have to put less effort in. If you say, okay, that That real estate can do for you. If you say, well, I really don't want to do anything and I just want to make money out of thin air. Well, let me know if you know of something that is honest, right, ethical and moral, where you can just print money overnight because you buy a $1,000 course. I would be happy to join. That is not realistic. Guys, listen. You want to be a real estate multimillionaire? Guess what? You're going to have to work your butt off. If you don't like doing that, guess what? Real estate probably is not for you. Maybe go type crypto, go do other things. They may be easier for you, but probably real estate is not going to work. Now, if you're the person who says, I'm willing to work hard, but I don't want a ceiling on how much I can earn, welcome to real estate. This is for you. Next thing is, how about credit and how about money? And they're tied in. In real estate, credit is more important. Now, does that mean that if you don't have the perfect credit, that you can't get started? Absolutely not. See, the beauty of real estate is this. It's based on, can you learn how to find a good deal? And anybody can learn how to find a good deal. Perfect example. The person who sold me this house, right, they didn't have perfect credit. They basically sold me this property because they found it as a good deal. And guess what? I was willing to buy this property from them as a wholesale deal. They made $22,000 on this particular purchase, and it's a great deal for me. Real estate is not based on credit, but credit is important. See, if you want to build wealth over long term, at some point, you're going to have to start working on your credit. When I started out, my credit wasn't perfect, but it wasn't absolute trash either. But I couldn't be late. If you really want to own tons and tons of real estate, you can't be that person that is late all the time. And this is something flexible. So what I'm saying is you can start out with credit that is not good. Over time, your goal should be to improve your credit because obviously it lets you scale and build up. Well, what about the big one? And that is money. Do I have to have money? The beauty of real estate is this. It's called the greatest equalizer that ever existed. What does that mean? It's not based on who you are, what school you went to, and where you started. Guys, all of us were born in different circumstances, some better and some worse. It is what it is, and life doesn't care. So what I mean by that is this. How much money you have. Perfect example is this house, as we talked about. This was a house, the person didn't have the money, but they had the skill set, which was learned, to get it under contract. And guess what they did? They made money because they sold me the property as a wholesale deal. So to do real estate, as long as you know how to find the deals, you can always partner up because there are other people that have the money. Are you going to have to put in the time? Number one. Number two was the effort, which we talked about. Two, be able to fix your credit, to be able to work on your credit, to be able to earn the money, to be able to be a multi-million real estate, 100%. It's not get rich quick. What it is that you can basically build up at a much faster pace than most other things that you should do. You want to be a real estate millionaire, keep your job, build on the side, and in 2 to 5 years, you'll be at a place where you will not recognize. This is Andrew. Talk to you soon.